Also, just do like.
But that goes like up and down, no?
I think so. We should confirm what leg heights we have. Right now we only have 4 beams. We have twice as many beams that we can use.
Okay.
Marta, do you have color control? Now that it's getting dark?
I don't really know if it's particular or not. I just know that it leads me somewhere, and I also sometimes struggle to figure out exactly which category it is. But I think for me, it is a collection of impulses that I've had over the years, and I kind of go back into these situations or these experiences and the emotions and the breath that accompanies those experiences, and that's ultimately what the music is, I think.
When I listen to his music, I tend to see, I feel that I see the world, you know, in constant movement, like people going and coming and cars moving, the rush of a city, the landscape, a beautiful landscape. So I see the world. So this, I think, this connection. Also, I allow myself to listen to this and let it vibrate in my body, and from that step create a certain physicality or an emotional state. Because his music for me is quite emotional, so I feel the love, you know. Something, it's like, for me, dance comes from the inside to the outside, and I think he gives me that. His music gives me that. It comes really from the inside to the outside, and not coming from the outside to the inside. So I think I resonate and I vibrate with that. So in that, then I let my body go.
Well, I think for me it's all about movement, and it's a bit of a coincidence that at some point I had a saxophone attached to my body and it became music. So for me it's really about the movement of the breath, but it all emanates from the body. And so I think the way that I create music ultimately is very informed by the emotions that I want to create.
And so we have the ones that we already have here. They look like this now. These ones we already have, plus the little stair.
But like this, yeah. And it cuts a little bit the classical catwalk, no? Should be like this.
But we're not locked to this. We can do whatever we want, right? So
it's because this it goes. If you put like more tree, it will occupy it until there, no? If we put like this, we will have reduced meters. We have less meters.
yes.
What you prefer is that we have less meters and more space up. Because I like this more.
You like the
narrow?
narrow?
Yeah, the narrow. Because we are like sharing the same space.
Yeah.
It's really neat.
It's like
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, we can play with it. But be careful with each other, of course. But obliges us really to move slow. You know, like if we have the space, then we will create a safe distance. We'll be more safe.
And yeah, when I saw Romeu dance for the first time, what did I think? I thought you were really flexible, and I think as we worked as we kind of progressed on this collaboration. It was really obvious to me that there was resonance there, that we both kind of had this movement within us. It just expresses itself in a different way.
Well, I met him. We talked on the phone, but then I saw him physically, like real. But I also saw some concerts of him. I'm a big fan now, and I mean he embodies already something. There's constant movement, and the relation that he has with the saxophone. It already is so attached to it. It's like he curves himself into it, and I see a lot of movement. And I think one thing that I saw that I thought we're not gonna do a duo. It will be a trio. It will be him, me, and the saxophone. Because on top of that, the music, and then the movement that comes out. But I think to see him, he's a quite powerful figure, like even just standing. And I was very impressed with that, and also very detailed on the choices that he makes, what he wears, and how he moves, the subtlety and the simplicity that he moves. So I saw a lot of movement, and I thought I'll have to connect to this God somehow. So I think then we had a couple of days, 2 days, to connect. But I think already in the first meeting, we knew that it was going to work out.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. Not only the magnetism that we could create together, but also when we are apart and to listen to each other, feeling each other. And I feel he has also the sensibility of a dancer. So he's very aware of space, that I think it's not normal for everybody. Aware of space, aware of himself in the space, and in this moment also aware of the other. And I really connect with this, and I think we connected also in this way. Besides liking each other, I think apart from that, it's also this how you vibrate, being on the same space, being two different individuals, and at the same time create something together. So I think for me it was, especially today, was like amazing, and I thank you for that. For me, it comes from this longing, and I think related to where we are now, that we can very fast isolate ourselves with our cell phone, and think that the theater is there on the little screen, the cinema, all the art, basically. So you detach yourself from the flesh, and I still believe that the words, especially on this performance, the words became flesh. And I think you can use metaphors and poetry to define desire, but for me, desire is to be close, to feel the other. And I still believe that this performance evokes that in me, and I concretize it today by being with Bendik. Like in the end, we talked about this longing and wanting the other so much that it can become an impossibility. But if it becomes possible, then what do you do? So when he was today playing the last theme, he provoked the contact, and I thought that I could never touch him, and he provoked the contact. So this desire came from this impossibility. How can we touch each other with him playing this strong instrument at the same time being fragile, because you cannot touch him like that? So I had a lot of things going on with this desire, but I concretized it, and I could touch it, and I could feel him, and I still believe that it's the desire is in the flesh.
This title it's taken out of Samuel Delaney's autobiography or memoirs, I guess, called The Motion of Light in Water. And when he writes, he talks about all these big events, the formative events. And then at some point he breaks and he says there could be another book or another column entirely that just talked about the repeated things that happen throughout a lifetime or throughout a period of a lifetime. And then he says the endlessly repeated risings and fallings of desire. And I don't know if desire is something that comes and goes, really. I think that it is something that exists in humans, not only humans, but it exists there as like a creative force. There is something other or not yet here that you want to reach towards. And that creates all sorts of strategies or actions along the way. So I think I wanted us to reflect on that part instead of the monumental events that engulf us right now. It's too many to mention, right? So reflect on, the powers that we have as people, and how we can perhaps even harness those to affect change within ourselves, within our communities, and maybe eventually on a larger scale.